Hello students, so this is the last skill for the week. This skill is actually a combination of all of the skills, like the ones from last week and the ones for this week. So that's why this is the last skill you're gonna do. This skill is gonna take a little bit more time than the other skills. I'm gonna explain in this video, I think from 8 to 9 problems, and then during the live meeting on Wednesday, I'm gonna go over this skill, okay? So I will do this problem. First of all, in this question there, and all of the problems you're gonna do in this skill, they're telling you that you can only use a single exponent. That means that your answer, it's only gonna have one exponent, unless you have several variables. So that means several different variables with different letters. Now, on this skill here, it doesn't matter if the exponent is negative or positive as long as it's there. So I'm going to simplify this one. If you remember the rule for this one, when it's a power to a power, the only thing I need to do is multiply the exponents. So if I do j to the power of negative 3 times 8, what is negative 3 times 8? You can do it on the calculator. That's equal to negative 24. Yes, as simple as that. My answer for this question would be j to the power of negative 24. And we got it right. What do you think would be for this one? Oh, come on. This one, it's super easy to do. Try to guess. What do you think would be the answer for this one? If you're thinking that the answer is d, let me just type it, d to the power of 63, let me tell you that that is correct, because 9 times 7 is 63. Ooh, now look at this question. Negative exponent. A problem right here. Well, if you don't know how to do this question, you have two options. And here I'm going to show you the first option, which is making all of your exponents positive first. Before you do anything, make them positive. So here we go. If I want to make them positive, that means that this one here that I have on the top, which is p to the power of negative 8, I need to make it positive. And the only way that's going to happen if I send it to the other side. So I'm going to send it down. So p to the power of 8. Oh my god, my numbers. It's pretty hard to write like this, guys, so just be patient. So 8. And then I have the p to the power of negative 9. Look how it's negative and it's on the denominator, so I'm going to send it to the top. So p to the power of 9. What do you think is going to happen to the p to the power of 3? Do you think I'm going to send it to the other side, or do you think it'll stay there? Yes, if you're thinking, yes, Ms. Rodriguez, is going to stay there. Yes, the answer is correct. It's staying there. Why? Because it's positive, so I don't need to switch it. I will only switch the ones that are negatives, right? Now, I'm going to simplify this. So if I simplify the ones on the top, 9 to the p to the power of 9 and p to the power of 3, what I need to do is add the exponents. That's going to give me p to the power of 9, 10, 11, 12 over p to the power of 8. Now, if you are up to here and you don't have any questions, then the last step to do is to cross out the ones that I can't cross out. In this case, I would have p to the power of 12. So if I have p, that's 4. That's 8. And this is 12. And then I have 8 on the denominator. How many p's do you think I'm going to have left after I cross them out? Yes, I'm only going to have left 4 p's. So my answer is going to be just p to the power of 4. Now let's see if that is true. So I'm going to type it here, p to the power of 4. And we got it right. Now let's read this question. Write the expression as a fraction. Look at the question, as a fraction. So I'm going to type a fraction. There you go. With a positive exponent. Oh my god. How can I do this question? Well, if you think about it, the only way that I can make an exponent that is negative positive is switching it to the other side. So that means that right now, in the way I have it on the question, which is this one here, it's on the top of that denominator, right? So I need to send it to the bottom of that denominator. That means I need to write it right here. So it's going to be v to the power of 6. But I can not only type this. What do you think I need to write on the top whenever I don't have anything left? What would be the only number that makes sense to write on the top? So it would be correct. Now, if you're thinking, 0, man, write 0. Come on, guys. If you write 0, it's going to make everything 0. That's why 0 is not correct. The only number that it won't affect at all if you write it, it's a 1. So my answer would be just 1 over v to the power of 6 positive, because that's what they were asking me to write it, as a positive exponent. So I just switched it to the opposite side. And that's it. Now let's see if we got it right. There you go. Okay, let's do this problem here. Simplify. Express your answer using a single exponent. Do you think it's asking me to make it positive? No, it's not. It's just single exponent. So the only thing I need to do is make it as a single exponent. How can I do that? Well, if you remember the rule for this one, which is power to a power, the only thing I need to do is m to the power of negative 10 times negative 7. How do I know that I'm going to multiply instead of add the exponents? Whenever you have a parenthesis and outside the parenthesis you have another exponent, that's when you multiply. So if you multiply negative 10 times negative 7, you're going to get 70 positive. Do it on the calculator if you don't believe me. So this would be m to the power of 70. Now let's see if this is correct. So m to the power of 70. Oops. We got it right. Now, what about this one? This is similar to the one I just did. It's asking you write the expression as a fraction with a positive exponent and fraction. That's what they're telling me, fraction. So I'm going to click on the fraction. Positive exponent, that means I need to move that j to the power of negative 2 to the denominator. So I move it here with the positive, of course. I cannot type it like that only and just click submit, because then it's going to count it wrong. What do you think I should write on the top? Yes, a 1. Let's submit it to see if we get it right. And it is correct. I'm going to do 2 more questions. So what do you think about this one? Yep, you are correct. So the only thing I need to do is multiply 8 times negative 12. Now, if you multiply 8 times negative 12, what do you think you're going to get? Come on, guys, help me out. Ooh, smart kids. So yes, if you multiply 8 times negative 12, you're going to get negative 96. So the answer, it would be j to the power of negative 96. Now you can be wondering, Ms. Rodriguez, it's because I don't get it. Like, why are you putting it on negative right now? And then on the other one, it's positive. Because on the question, they were asking me to write it as a positive. Are they asking you to write it as a positive on this question? Do you see positive somewhere on the question? No. So that's why I'm not going to write it as a positive. So I'm just going to type it exactly the way I got it. So j to the power of negative 96. Okay. Ooh, interesting question. This is the last question I do. So here we go. Now, first of all, who remembers what is m to the power of 0? Come on, come on, come on. Only one of you. Yep, it is 1. So that means that this is 1. It's like I don't have it there anymore. Now, I'm going to put the 1 there because that's what I got. It's 1, right? Now, I'm going to switch to the opposite side, everything with a negative. If it's on the bottom, I will switch it to the top. If it's on the top, I will switch it to the bottom. So I can have only positive exponents. So first of all, m to the power of negative 4, it's on the top. I'll move it to the bottom. So positive 4. Now, I would have m to the power of negative 7, it's on the top. So I'm going to move it to the bottom. Then look at m to the power of 1. It's on the bottom. I'm going to move it to the top. There you go. Now, I'm going to simplify here. So if I simplify, on the top I have 1m to the power of 1. And on the bottom, I would have 7 and 4, or 4 plus 7, which is 11. So I'm going to have m to the power of 11. Now, if you think about it, from here, what I need to do is cross out the m's. So I would have 1m to the power of 1. And on the bottom, I have 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I only cross out one m, so this one and this one, how many m's do you think I have left? Yep, I have 10. So m to the power of 10. Look where I'm writing the m to the power of 10. I'm writing it on the denominator because there is where I have all of them left. I don't have it on the top. I have them on the bottom. That's why I'm writing on the bottom. Now, what is the only thing I have left on the top? Yes, I have a 1. So that would be my answer. 1m to the power of 10. Now, one more time, you can be wondering, Mi Rodriguez, is because why do you make all the exponents positive in this problem and not on the other one? Read the question. They're asking you, simplify, express your answer using positive exponents. That's why I made them positive. Pay attention to that. If you do not read the question, even though you get a correct answer with negatives, it's gonna be wrong. If they're asking you to get positive exponents, then you need to make them positive. That means switch it to the opposite sign. If they're asking you, if they don't tell you if it's a positive or negative, then just make them like exactly the way you have them, work with them like that. Okay, so let's just type the answer to see if we get it right. In this case, I have 1 and then m to the power of 10. Oh, please, let me get it right. There you go. We got it right. Okay, guys. So that's it for this objective, for this skill. Now, if you have any more questions, please join me on the Wednesday meeting, a live meeting, because that's when I'm going to explain more problems for this one, specifically to the ones that you have on your computer if you've been getting them wrong. So, see you guys. Bye. Oops.